Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of tonight's Mount St. Mary Knights soccer game. We have the Cobleskill Tigers against your Mount St. Mary Knights. The Knights come into this one undefeated at 2-0-1, fresh off a tie against Yeshiva. And Cobleskill comes in at 1-3. It's worth mentioning that the Tigers are 0-2 on the road, and here they are at Kaplan Field trying to right the ship. We are about ready for soccer, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. The starting 11 for your Mount St. Mary Knights: Cesar Martinez in goal, Sam Bevavino, J.C. Gutierrez, Marco Mazzarelli, Ryan Alvarado, Vincent Puglisi, Liam Hughes, Robert Tanzi, Quinn Tynan, Ojale Tomaz, and Jeremy Burgos. Out come the Tigers to midfield, and ladies and gentlemen, we are about ready for soccer. The whistle sounds, Connor Fancher drops it off for Spencer Risman, and we are underway. The Tigers have it on their side of midfield. Handling the ball currently, Garrett Akins gets it back to Risman. Upfield. Quinn gets in there. Mazzarelli drives upfield, loses possession, on comes. That shot in. Gutierrez fires, turned aside. Devin Zapaka comes in, pushes the ball up the field, and the Tigers will get it out after an early chance there from Mount St. Mary. Andrew Rhymes pushes it upfield, kicks it back to Ray Hofer III, fittingly number 3. Back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper struggles with it, gets it back out to Garrett Akins. And the Tigers having a lot of trouble getting out of their own end, and we have an early stoppage. Akins getting ready to send it upfield. The Knights have a lot of pressure in their own end, but the Tigers haven't given up too many pressures on the net, but they also haven't been able to get it out of their own end. The goalie here for the Tigers, Adam Champlin, is set to kick it away. And for the first time all night, the Tigers will have the ball on the opposite end of the field. Kick way down. Spencer Risman gets a head on it. Kicked out by Bevavino. Bevavino to Gutierrez. Gutierrez runs into a wall, kick deflected, and the Tigers are keen to keep it in their own end. The fresh Burgos loses it, gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez works his way back, and the Knights are back to square one. Bevavino leaves it for Hughes, who sends it upfield. The Knights have it on their side. Not for long, as Akins works it up ahead to Zapaka, and the teams are just playing hot potato with the ball currently. Bevavino gets it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez tries to set something up. Good move. Back on his side of midfield. Good pass up ahead. That's Puglisi, broken up by Andrew Rhymes. Puglisi works his way back, stumbles on the ball a little bit, and loses it, and Rhymes is going to push it down the other end. Puglisi works his way back. Puglisi to Tynan. Tynan, rushed from behind by Rhymes, hangs onto the ball and resets. Mazzarelli had a hat trick earlier this season. Gets it back to Tynan. Tynan to Puglisi. Puglisi will send it back for Tomaz. Tomaz gets it past midfield. First time we've said Ryan Alvarado's name, loses the ball. Bevavino wearing the captain's band tonight. Tynan in the MSMC circle. Tynan to Hughes. Pardon the oncoming traffic. Tynan leaves it behind for Hughes. The Knights struggling to get it out. Gutierrez in a 2-on-1 breaks his way out, works it all the way back to Bevavino. Bevavino shoots it to a wide-open Puglisi. Puglisi is going to start pushing it upfield. Puglisi, again, back. Jeremy Burgos, and the Knights figuring out how to set something up here. Ryan Alvarado works it along the sideline, leaves it for Burgos. Burgos, nice move, loses the ball. There is Tomas working his way in. Marco Mazzarelli pushes the ball up the field. Mazzarelli. Good pass. Gutierrez up ahead. And we have an offside. Some sort of stoppage, and the goaltender will take it up the field. And it will be Andrew Champlin kicking it away again. So both teams lack a real sense of direction so far. Nobody has come. The Knights had some early pressure in the first 2 minutes of the game, if you're just now joining us. But other than that, not too much has gone on. Champlin sends it away, and the Tigers will try and figure something out. Alvarado uses his head there. Tynan to Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to get away from everyone. Still trying to get away from everyone, and does so successfully. Gets it to Burgess, who kicks it upfield to nobody in particular. Fielded by the goalie, and the Tigers will set something up. Good defense there. Back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper will send it upfield for Devin Zapatka. Zapatka works his way up, finds a hole, back to Zapatka, and good ball movement here from the Tigers as they try and get it out of their own end. Good pass up ahead, intent broken up by Hughes. Hughes to Tynan, and the Knights try to get it out of their own end, as seems to be a recurring theme early on tonight. Hughes works it up the field. Good move, trying to shake number 10, Connor Flanagan. Good turn. Flanagan forces a turnover. Garrett Akins kicks it upfield. Recovered by Cody Petchko. Petchko sliding, stopped by Tomas to prevent what would have been a chance for Cobleskill. Gutierrez working his way around everyone once again. Seems to be doing that quite well. Leaves it fine for Tomas, and it's up to the Knights defense to try and set something up. Bevino for Hughes, right along the sideline here. Hughes to Tynan. Tynan to Burgess. Lost the ball. Zapatka works his way in, forces it. Oh, good defense by Tomas. Oh, and we have a stoppage here. It'll go against the Knights. Good defense there from Tomas. Arguably too good of defense. Taking the kick, it appears to be Cody Petchko. 5 minutes into the game, neither team has a shot on goal. The fellas are getting their cardio in. Both teams getting set up. Sends it away. Chip shot. Running on in. Puglisi uses his head, knocks it out of the box. And that ball's sent out of bounds, but Puglisi, they call him a quick thinker because he uses his head. That ball is somewhere on the hill. We have a new ball, and Cesar Martinez, recent defensive player of the week, is set to kick it away, and we are back. Bevino to Hughes up along the sideline. Hughes to Bevino. Bevino to Burgess. No, nobody home. Andrew Rhymes. Rhymes in. Forces its way. Puglisi, good stop. And the Knights need to get it out of their own end, and it looks like they do. Mazzarelli working his way up. Passes Akins. Slows down. Good pass up ahead to Tynan. Tynan in. Fires. Scores! And it's 1-0 Knights. 6.5 minutes into the game. Tic-tac-toe, and the Mount St. Mary Knights are on top. That is textbook if I have ever seen it. My, oh my. 1-0. The Knights are shooting 1,000. The first shot on net for either team is a goal. And the Tigers now set to kick it away. And now they're on the attack. The Knights have been trying to break through, and they finally do. A lot of time spent in their own end, and they finally get it out, get a fast break. Tynan punches it home. Zapatka for Ray Staubitz. Tynan again. Oh, broken up by Akins. Up for Hughes, and the Knights smell blood in the water now. Kept the ball inside midfield. The Tigers look flustered as Gutierrez fights Zapatka. Zapatka ends up winning. Gets it up ahead for Risman. Risman back to Zapatka. There's Burgess with the steal. Slide tackle Zapatka, up to Risman. And the Tigers might be in business. Oh, up ahead. Wide open. Oh, what a stop by the reigning defensive player of the week. Tries again. Scores. And just like that, it's 1-1. 60 seconds after Tynan puts the Knights up 1-0. Number 4, Andrew Rhymes, knocks it home, and we are in for a game tonight. It's a matter of how the Knights will respond. The Tigers did their job there. Give up a goal and then go right back and get one. And a fabulous save by Cesar Martinez. He just happened to be quite a distance away from the net, knocked it away, and Andrew Rhymes, right place, right time, punches it in, and we are knotted at 1. Ryan Alvarado struggles with it. And now can the Tigers smell blood in the water? As Mazzarelli, boot and a half, out of play. The fans love it. That one a little, just a bit outside. Champlin fit to send it away. Back to Champlin. Champlin to Garrett Akins. Akins looks to push it up the field, gets it there to Roy Staubitz. Staubitz to Flanagan. Flanagan for number 7, Cody Petchko. Petchko up ahead to Ray Hofer III. Up again, there's the man of the hour, Andrew Rhymes, hunted down by Puglisi. That one up ahead in the box, knocked away by Hughes, preventing what would have been a shot on goal for big number 27, Connor Fancher. Ball turned aside, taking it to the corner, appears to be number 9, Spencer Risman, and we will have our game's first corner kick. Risman checks in teammate Cody Petchko. Petchko to take the corner now. Still 1-1, 36 minutes left in the first half if you're just now joining us. That one up, sent away, and the Knights have to get it out. Bevavino shoots it upfield. Tynan racing to catch up with it. Does it. Pickpocketed and out of play. It will be going the Knights' direction. Doing the throw-in, looks like will be number 18, Liam Hughes. Hughes tosses it to Tynan, the Knights' lone goal scorer. Tynan up ahead for Burgess. Somebody on the road is extremely upset about something. Marco Mazzarelli back to Tynan. Tynan, Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli to the defense. Flanagan has a shot deflected, but it ends up in the arms of Spencer Risman. Risman takes a dive, and the ball will head into the Tigers' direction. A lot of discourse about where the ball should be placed. Garrett Akins takes the kick. Actually, it's Cody Petchko. Kicking the ball seems to be his job. That's probably why he's here. Petchko, dead ball, looks to boot it up the field and get the Tigers another opportunity here on net. Surveying his options, waiting for his teammates to get set. Petchko sends it away. A scramble for it. Header, turned aside. That ball still loose out in front. Martinez gets back to his feet. Alvarado overruns it. That one's Burgess, and the Knights are going to push in the other end. They just need to get it out. And they do. Garrett Akins chasing it down with number 19, Robert Tansey in pursuit. First time we said Tansey's name all night. There is number 3, the third. Loses it, out of bounds, nice ball. Alvarado appears to be set to take the throw-in. Waiting for the teammates to get in the position. The Knights have a solid opportunity here if they can put one home. Their side of the field, throwing it in their side of the field. Number 14, Ryan Alvarado. Alvarado tosses it in for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli back to Alvarado. Alvarado gets behind, shoots it out of play. It will stay with the Knights. We have Mount St. Mary's first corner kick. Taking it will be number 5, J.C. Gutierrez. The Knights trying to get set up, trying to answer the goal scored by the Tigers 3 minutes ago. Gutierrez sends it high and away. It's a mess out in front. What a catch by the goalie, Adam Champlin. Mosses everyone, brings it down. Champlin's going to push it upfield. What a toss. Connor Flanagan now, guarded intensely by Tynan. Tynan works it away. And the Knights with the steal. Number 4, Bevavino knocks it out of bounds. Quick throw in by Risman up ahead to a wide open Connor Fancher, pardon. Fancher blocked by Burgess. Burgess to Risman. The ball home free for just a little bit as Burgess kicks it to Tynan up ahead. And the Knights trying to push it the other way. Tynan has some trouble with it, gets it back. Tynan works his way up. Tynan up ahead for a streaking Gutierrez. Gutierrez gets a foot on it, breaks up the pass, and it's recovered by Garrett Aiken. Aiken just to Flanagan. Flanagan can't get past Tynan. Here comes the boom. Flanagan gets flattened. Unfortunately, this is not American football, and the ball will go the Tigers' direction. Resident dead ball kicker Cody Petchko, fit to send it away. Waiting for his teammates to get set downfield. 32-23 and counting down here in this first half. Petchko sends it away, and we are back to the action. Hughes, just over his head, collides with Andrew Rhymes, the Tigers' lone goal scorer. That ball fumbled out of bounds. Liam Hughes on the throw, and the ball's heading in the Knights' direction. Hughes to Bevavino. Bevavino back for the goalkeeper Martinez. Martinez gets a foot on it, has trouble with it, gets way out of his comfort zone, does just fine. Gutierrez. Good pass up ahead to nobody in particular. And number 5, the captain's band, is Charles Egel. First time we've said his name all night. Andrew Rhymes, surveying, figuring out what to do. Alvarado, a bit too hasty in his defensive efforts. Ball gets by. Oh, here's Risman in alone. What a save! Knocks it away. That ball's still live. The Knights trying to get it out. Cesar Martinez, a brick wall. Puglisi up ahead to Alvarado. Alvarado has some trouble with it, keeps it alive along the sideline, and he is gone. Charles Egel ends up out of bounds, but that ball's going to stay with the Knights. Can the Knights turn their goalies' efforts into some momentum here on their own end? Alvarado to throw it in, and the refs are extremely displeased. We have some substitutions. Coming into the game for the Knights, number 10, Sean Watson, and number 9, Ryan Keyser. Coming out, number 5, J.C. Gutierrez, and number 14, Ryan Alvarado. First substitutions of the night come about 14 minutes into the game, 31:02, and the clock is stopped. While there's a stoppage, it is worth mentioning that there are 2 dogs right next to me, and they're absolutely adorable. I'm enjoying a lovely night out here at Kaplan Field in Newburgh, New York. And we're back to soccer. Enough about them. Up ahead, Charles Egel uses his head. Oh! Back-to-back headers. That was fun. And that ball is out of bounds, heading in the Tigers' direction. Tosses it up ahead to a sea of white, trying to look for Fanchard. Can't get him. That ball's knocked out of bounds. And one lucky fan is going to get to take that ball home. That's not true, but it would be fun if it were. Still in the Tigers' direction. Back to the captain. The captain up ahead to number 22, Devin Zapatka. Zapatka forces Rob Staubitz to go all the way back. Liam Hughes uses his head, punches it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Tigers. Staubitz to throw it in. Looks for Risman, guarded closely by Vevino. That ball hits the ref out of bounds, and it will stay with the Tigers. The team's having a lot of trouble keeping the ball in bounds these past 10 minutes. Since both goals were scored, things have kind of stalled out here. Staubitz ahead to Risman. Hughes works his way in. Hughes gets shoved a little bit by Risman. The 2 fighting. Risman gets it inside, too high. Andrew Rhymes was right there, wanted his second of the game. That ball goes out, and keeping with the theme, that one ends up out of bounds. Puglisi, pump fakes, now throws. Gets it to Burgess, the freshman from Queens. And Cesar Martinez will pick it up, and we will start from scratch. Tosses it out to Liam Hughes, number 18. Works his way up, surveys, booted, blocked by Flanagan, and that'll end up back with number 4, Sam Avino, to number 23, Quinn Tynan. Tynan to Hughes, Hughes back to Tynan. Tynan shoots it all the way across the field for number 11, Marco Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, pass up ahead, just behind his intended target, Robert Tenzi. Tanzi broken up by Staubitz. Tanzi gets back. Tanzi into Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli behind for Tanzi. Oh, good defense there. Tanzi, but the Knights have control of the ball and have had it for some time. They work it back to their own end of the field. Number 18, Liam Hughes. Hughes, Bevavino. Back to Tomaz. And the Knights' defensive core putting in work. Tomaz, Bevavino, and Puglisi. Tomaz sends it up ahead. Egel has some trouble with it. It's Burgess lays down the shoulder. That one stays in. That one ultimately ends up out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Knights. And we have another stoppage. Number 3, Dale Allison into the game for the Knights. Coming out is what appears to be number 30, Jeremy Burgos. 27:53 to go here in the first quarter. First half. My goodness, I'm thinking of the wrong football. Tosses it in. Tansey uses his head, wrapped up by Kaplan, and waiting for his teammates to get downfield. The soccer ball blends in with his jersey. Dressed like a highlighter night for the Cobleskill Tigers goalie. Surveys his options. Boots it upfield. Liam Hughes knocks it down. And there is recently added Sean Watson. Watson to Hughes. Hughes back to Watson. Watson broken up by Staubitz. Tynan of the Knights recovers. Back out to Hughes. Hughes, the facilitator, knocks it out of bounds. That one deflects off number 10, Connor Flanagan, and it'll stay with the Knights. Hughes tosses it in. That one for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli back to Hughes. Hughes back to Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli to Tynan. Tynan across the field for Puglisi. Puglisi's going to push his way up. There goes that man. Vincent Puglisi gets it back. Leads it for the newest addition, Dale Allison. Dale Allison to Vincent Puglisi. Puglisi up ahead to somebody I can't see. Back to Puglisi. Puglisi sends it across the field. Hit a man. No whistle. Booted away by Garrett Akins. And the Knights, all 9 of their... Oh, and Hughes is down. Hughes appears shaken up. Gets up just fine. Hobbles off. Puglisi still going. Puglisi for Allison. Allison for Tomas. Tomas for Puglisi. The Knights being very cautious with the ball here. Back to Puglisi to Tynan. Tynan and a 2-on-1. Tynan shoots ahead, sees room, leaves it up ahead for Mazzarelli. Good pass. Gets inside. Hughes. Whoa, what a stop. Andrew Champlin climbs the ladder, turns it aside, and we stay tied at 1. Mazzarelli retrieves the ball, and it appears the Knights are set for a corner kick. We are still tied at 1. 20 minutes down, 25 minutes to play here in this first half. Tynan sends the ball on its way. Still out in front. Nobody really has a handle on it yet. Tansey tried to get a shot off, blocked by the sea of people out in front. But the Knights retain possession. Tynan will work it back towards midfield, now coming back in. Bavino to Tansey, and the kick is no good. That one had some hang time, well out of play, and Champlin will send it back the Knights' direction. Champlin has played very well. I mean, 1 for 2 on saves, but, 50% is good enough. As Risman up ahead to Flanagan. Flanagan to Fancher. Fancher to Flanagan. And alone is Rob Staubitz. Staubitz in. Waited too long to shoot. Just wide. Tried to play the waiting game with Cesar Martinez. Shoots it wide. And the Knights avoid a big scare there. Still 1-1. And they get to keep the ball. The ball headed back towards the Tigers' goal. It's Martinez. Leaves it for Bevino. Bevino for Hughes. Hughes blocked by Flanagan and ends up with it again. Bevino surveying his options. Bevino for Hughes. Hughes has the ball deflected off of by Flanagan, and it'll go back in the Tigers' direction. The Tigers in their own end for Risman. Risman in alone, puts the moves on Tynan. Tries to get around Bevino, can't. In alone, Flanagan dives, can't get it out of his reach, and the Knights try to get it out. Ray Halfer, the third, kicks a ground ball, fielded easily by Martinez. And the Knights, a little careless with the ball on their own end. Cesar Martinez makes the routine saves, but they have to get it out. Martinez, patient, sends that one past midfield. Devin Zapatka gets a head on it. and we have some sort of stoppage. It'll head in the Knights' direction. Bevavino now. Bevavino to Hughes. Hughes to Sean Watson along the sideline. Allison now. Allison back for Tomas. Tomas kicks it past midfield for Tynan. Tynan in a 2-on-1. Tried to fit it into Ryan Kieser and loses the ball. Kieser with a little shove. If the refs didn't see it, it's perfectly legal. And we have a stoppage, so maybe they did catch it. Tosses it in. Puglisi ends up with it. Puglisi up ahead. Puglisi for Tansey. Tansey for Tynan. Tynan broken up by the captain, Charles Agel. Adam Champlin with the ball, letting his teammates getting set back up. Drops it down now, looking for somewhere to kick it. Tansey puts the pressure on, forces the goalie to get rid of it. It works eventually. The Knights, that ball headed up towards the sideline and out of play. Headed back in the Tigers' direction. Another throw in. Andrew Risman. Risman loses it. Risman to Tansey. In the box, shoots it out. Number 7, Cody Pechko. Pechko to Risman. Risman to Flanagan. Hughes breaks it up. Staubitz there. There's Bevavino. Teams trading possessions. Risman broken up by Watson. Watson pushes it upfield. Watson to Tansey. Devin Zapatka, too hasty in his pursuit of the ball, falls. Here's Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli tries to work his way around Cody Pechko, can't, kicks it out to Tomas. Tomas to Puglisi. Puglisi for Tynan. Tynan puts a move on, works his way back, gets enough separation to leave it off. Checks it right at the Cobleskill captain, uses his head, plays some solid defense, and the Tigers retain possession. No, Mazzarelli and Fancher in a fight here. Fancher emerges victorious. The Tigers keep the ball. Mazzarelli. He's working his way up now. Mazzarelli is going to lose the ball. It's going to end up out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Knights. Puglisi now. Puglisi sends it to someone. Broken up. Here's number 3, Dale Allison. Allison fires. Oh! Good shot there from number 3, Dale Allison, but Adam Champlin plays the short hop, racks up another save, still 1-1. Champlin for Agel. Agel back to Champlin. Akins upfield for Risman. Uses his head, knocks it back. Tynan and Fancher will get in a dogfight for it. Won by Fancher. Tomas and the dogs next to me are extremely displeased. My, oh my. Tynan back to Tomas. Tomas sees an opening, pushes through, shoots it up ahead. Sean Watson has a little trouble with the pass, and the Tigers are able to at least retain possession and now get it back pass towards midfield. Tynan works his way ahead. Tynan, good move. Tynan taking on everyone now. Has a pass broken up, but it'll stay with Puglisi and the Knights on their side of the field. Sends it towards the middle. Tansey doesn't quite reach him. Headed out by Garrett Akins. Akins to Flanagan. Flanagan puts the Jets on. Tries to get it out of the sea of Knights. There's Risman. Turns ahead. Risman shoots it towards the sideline. Awaiting there is Andrew Rhymes. And there is a stoppage, and it appears to head back in the direction of the Knights. Tomas for Bevavino. Bevavino for Hughes. Hughes back to Bevavino. Bevavino surveys, gets a pass off to a streaking Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli in alone enough. Rapidly in pursuit is Zapatka. Mazzarelli and Zapatka. Zapatka comes away with it. Passes it to a wide open Dale Allison to the Knights. Allison gets a pass off, rips it across the field, out of the reach of Puglisi. That one's out of bounds. Solid opportunity there, and the Cobleskill Tigers have their first substitutions. Coming on, number 13, Tyler Zarek, and number 8, Joshua Sanchez. Coming off, Connor Fancher and Connor Flanagan. Clock stopped with 17 minutes and 42 seconds left to play. 1-1. The Knights scored at the 36-minute mark, and then the Tigers answered right back, scoring almost exactly a minute later, and that's where we are now. Allison's slide breaks up the play. There is Puglisi sending it downfield, back towards the Tigers. There's the newcomer, Allison. Stalbitz surveying, trying to get something figured out. Gets it off just in time where Sam Bevino waits for the ball. Bevino gets a hand on Tyler Zarek, fresh into the game. Dale Allison. Allison for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli for Tynan, has some trouble with it. Back to Tynan. Tynan for Puglisi. Puglisi sends it up ahead. Leaves it for Tynan. Tynan shoots, sends it towards the middle, wrapped up by Champlin. It's like an alley-oop, but nobody was home. Routine save for Champlin. Champlin launches it. And there is Zarek. Slide tackle. Hughes breaks up the play. Sean Watson gets some good defense. Watson to Mazzarelli. Can the Knights get something set up here? Here's Tynan working his way in. Number 28, Alexander Moran has also entered the game. Tynan fires wide of the net. Exciting sequence there, but nothing to come of it. And it's still 1-1. Champlin again to kick it away. 16 minutes and counting down. Watching, waiting, commiserating. Champlin sends it away. Allison uses his head, gets up there. Risman now. Risman works his way around. Everyone fires. Martinez gobbles it up. That one looks like it could have been wide of the net, but Martinez takes no precautions. The cautious man he is. As Hughes sends it upfield, nobody home. Champlin will come well out of the net. Champlin showing off the footwork. Gets it up ahead to Ray Hofer III, who gets it to Moran. Moran sends Mazzarelli to the ground. No whistle. Up ahead, they're streaking. Is Hofer. That one knocked out of bounds, and it'll head back the way of the Knights. The Tigers had possession there for a solid minute. Got the one shot on net, but not much more. Bevino now. Bevino for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli for Hughes, and the Knights defenseman will try and get something figured out. Hughes to Tynan, pardon. Tynan for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli surveying, works his way up. Mazzarelli ahead. Inside to Tansey. Tansey fighting for it, lost it. And number 28, Alexander Moran. Moran to Petchko. Petchko again now. Puglisi gets a back foot on it, sends it into the seats. Coming on now for the Tigers, number 14, Jake Lewis, relieving number 9, Spencer Risman of his duties, at least for the first half. 13:50 and counting down for the folks at home. Moran now. Moran will send it backwards for Garrett Akins. Akins turns the Jets on. Tansey for Tynan. Tynan works his way up. Tynan to the sideline. He keeps it in bounds, not for much longer. The ball is going to head back into Tigers' direction. Taking the throw in, number 2, Rob Stalbitz. Stalbit's a defenseman. Tynan on the leap uses his head. Some sort of violation and the ball will go back the Knights' way. Can they get some last-minute momentum heading into the break? Hughes, surveying, immediately gets it into Mazzarelli. That pass just ahead of Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli does a good job fielding it, sticks with it, at least for now, sends it up ahead. And centering pass sent into the college courts by the captain. Charles Agel sends that ball to the next state over. On my walk back to my dorm, I'll be sure to grab that. The Knights set for a corner now. My eyesight is faded in my old age. I can't tell who's taking the kick. That one sent towards the middle. Header. Champlin gets up. Bicycle kick. Oh! Champlin, nice stop. Gets to his feet after losing the initial handle on the ball. Smooth recovery. And we are still tied at 1. Hofer III has trouble with the pass, ends up out of bounds, and the Knights will get yet another chance in their own end. Puglisi tosses it in. He'll handle it as the ball ends up back to him. Puglisi to Tomas. Tomas across the field for a wide-open Hughes. Hughes with a lot of green. Never mind. Tyler Zarek right in front of him. Gets it back to Tynan. Tynan smothered. Watson loses control of the ball, and it ends up in the hands of Tanzi. Tanzi, number 19, works its way back to Tynan. The Knights being careful here. For Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, good pass. Tynan tried to fit it inside. Wouldn't quite go. And the Knights back to the drawing board as the ball ends up out with Dale Allison. Allison way too far up ahead. Just out of reach. Tigers ball. Garrett Akins pursued by Watson. Watson with the steal, and the Knights are going to have it deep in their own end. Watson fires. Oh, Egel uses his head. But now, has a little bit of trouble with the ball, but the Knights could be in business. The Knights have had a lot of possession in the Tigers' end. Puglisi sends it way downfield for Tynan. Watson. And they were not picking up what Puglisi was putting down. That one ends up out of play. But as I was saying before I was interrupted by the soccer game, the Knights have had a lot of time in the Tigers' own end, and they need to cash in. They've gotten the ball in. They've gotten the ball where it needs to be. But inside the box, there hasn't been too much communication, and we are still not at 1. Ryan Kieser in fast pursuit. Leaves it for Jake Lewis. Oh, Tanzi works his way in. Takes Lewis's lunch money, and the Knights again have the ball in the Tigers' end. Puglisi now. Puglisi for Tomas. Tomas for Bevavino. Bevavino chips it up for Kieser. Kieser now surveying. Elects to leave it for Puglisi up the field. Puglisi works his way across the field. Mazzarelli gets a head on it. But waiting for it is Adam Champlin. Champlin in his bright green, waiting for somebody to get open. 9 minutes, 20 seconds, counting down. Champlin sends it upfield. And hits Jake Lewis square in the forehead and ends up in the hands of Marco Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, hot potato, sends it back behind the Tiger goal. And we will do this again. Champlin from the top of the box. Boots it way out of reach. Puglisi, again, the thinker, using his head. Allison putting the pressure on. The Knights' defense has been suffocating these past 5 or so minutes. That ball way up ahead, and we have an offside. Eight and a half minutes counting down. Liam Hughes set. The Knights, a lot of momentum, yet to cash it in. Hughes to Watson. Watson to Tanzi. Tanzi, Mazzarelli gets in there. Leaves it back. The Tigers are on the retreat. There's Tynan. Tynan works his way in. Tynan back for Bevino at almost exactly midfield. Bevino for Tomas. Tomas for Tynan. Tynan tried to get it across the field to Puglisi. Blocked. Puglisi now giving chase. What an effort to keep it alive there from Vinny. Quinn Tynan winds one up. Blocked. Somebody on a less than impressive motorcycle just rode behind me. We have a stoppage here. A little shaken up, but up and walking under his own power. 7.5 minutes counting down. Out of his natural habitat is Adam Champlin. Champlin now surveying. Thinking long and hard about where he wants to put it. Finally sends it upfield. Over the head of Jake Lewis. Dale Allison right there on the defense. Allison to Watson. Watson to Hughes. Hughes has a shot blocked, or ball blocked. Miscommunication there as the Knights are unable to get it out. And ahead, Puglisi on the defense. Shot across the field, nobody home. Streaking forward now is Tyler Zarek. Out of play, but it'll stay in the Knights' own end. Staubitz is going to throw it in. Nobody able to get a head on it. That ball will end up out of bounds. And it'll stick with the Knights. Six minutes and counting down. Can either team take the lead going into the break? Tomas to Bevino. Bevino up ahead for Allison. Allison puts the moves on, gets it to Tansey. Tansey up ahead, broken up by Charles Agel. Allison gets a chest on it. Tansey sends it back. Tynan. Tynan putting in work. Tynan shoots it up ahead. Has an open man. Good pass, and the Knights could be in business. Tansey gets a foot on it, tries to keep it in the box. Can't. That one out. Grazes the head of Tynan. Good effort there from number 4, Sam Bevino, to keep the ball in the Knights' end. Bevino is everywhere. Jake Lewis gets a head on it. And now the Tigers for their own efforts. Tomas, leaping effort. Ball off his foot. It'll stay in play. Puglisi is there. Puglisi, a collision. That ball onto the tennis courts. And unfortunately, the tennis players decide they want nothing to do with it. That would have been something. Bevino now. Bevino to Hughes. 4 minutes 36 seconds counting down. Hughes upfield. Allison. Allison surveys, gets it up ahead. Broken up. Moran now. Moran. His pass. Not broken up. Oh, offside. And the Knights caught a break there as Tyler Zarek had a great plane in front of him. The offside call perhaps gives the Knights the break they need. Bevino to Tomas. Tomas back to Bevino. Under 4 minutes now. Bevino for Hughes. Hughes, Bevino. Bevino, Allison. Allison has trouble with it. Slips, and it's in the hands of Jake Lewis. Lewis to Hofer. Hofer to Agel. Agel way up ahead. Good pass. Puglisi gets a foot in there. Scrappy now, but the Knights come away with the ball. Tomas to Allison. Allison now, and the Knights pushing it up ahead. Mazzarelli to Tynan. Tynan chases it down. Tried to send it towards the middle. Has it deflected, but it'll stay with the Knights. Never mind, I guess the ref changed his mind. Champlin fit to send it away. 3 minutes and counting down. That offside call, while it was the right call, it would have been huge for the Tigers, as that gives a one-on-one advantage with the goalie. Of course, I'm taking the defensive player of the week every time. But that would have been interesting, and probably it would have had some sort of effect on this game. And instead of 2-1, it's still 1-1. 2:42 left. Puglisi tries to chase it down. Oh, lays a shoulder. Oh, man. Get off me. Puglisi lays out Rhymes. Solid hit. And Puglisi will leave it for the goaltender, Martinez. Martinez up ahead. Has to make a quick decision as he had two men bearing down on him. Allison for Hughes. Hughes, Staubitz in pursuit. That ball is going to be off Hughes. 2 minutes now. The throw in for a streaking Jake Lewis. Lewis off the head. There's Zarek again. Zarek in alone. Broken up. Tomas, good defense. Zarek seems to have a knack for getting the open shot and Tynan up ahead on the other end. Can the Knights cash in on the Tigers' failed opportunity? Tynan to Moran. Moran now to Zarek. Zarek up ahead. In. Rhymes broken up by Martinez again. And now it's the Tigers' turn to have a lot of opportunities, but Cesar Martinez is unfazed. Shuts it down. Garrett Aiken sends this one out of play. I thought that was coming to the booth, and I got really excited. Small stoppage, minute 10 counting down. Ball back in play for Dale Allison. Allison for Bevavino. Bevavino to Tomas. Tomas surveying. Trots upfield. Tomas for Puglisi. Puglisi back to Tomas. We are under a minute. Tomas ahead. Ahead again. Mazzarelli works his way in. Mazzarelli tried to get it to Tansey. The Knights will keep it. Tynan now. 34 seconds to make something happen. Tynan to Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli gets past him. Mazzarelli has a shot blocked. That one out of bounds, but it'll stick with the Knights. Mazzarelli's going to take the corner kick. 23 seconds. We could be in for an exciting finish to the half. Ref blows the whistle. Clock is stopped as something is wrong. Okay, Mazzarelli takes it in. Clock still stopped. And the refs have taken exception to the clock. So the referee's up in arms with how the clock works. The dogs next to me have settled down for the night. Hopefully they give them something to wake up for. Mazzarelli up the middle. Nobody gets a hand on it. Tansey in front. Still out in front. Gets it out. Rhymes almost hits the ref. Mazzarelli, 10 seconds. Corner kick. Shoots. Broken up. Still out in front. Hughes gets a foot on it. Out of play. And that'll take us into the break. 1-1 at the half. Your Mount St. Mary Knights 1. Cobleskill Tigers 1. Dogs all harnessed up, stretching their legs. 15 minutes until we kick off the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lucas Stackpole. I will be right back. Hello, everybody. I know how much you all missed me. We have less than a minute left of halftime, 50 seconds and counting down. We're ready for some second half action. The Mount St. Mary Knights won, the Cobleskill Tigers won. 2 goals, a minute apart in the first third of the first half, and not much has happened since. A lot of good opportunities, but nobody able to punch it home quite yet. Both teams looking for the difference maker here to open the second half. For everyone watching invested in postseason baseball, the Red Sox and the Orioles are tied at 1, and the Royals are beating the Yankees 1-0. And we are about ready. The Knights huddling up, teams switching ends. We are about ready for even more soccer. If you love the first half, wait until you hear about the second one. The Knights now to start. Number 19, Robert Tanzi, set to drop it off to number 11, Marco Mazzarelli. Ball at midfield. Tanzi juked out everyone. The ref thinks people came to see him. Tanzi to Tynan. We're underway. Tynan launches one downfield over the head of Cobleskill captain Charles Egel and all the way out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tynan, the Knights' lone goal scorer, also wearing the captain's band along with Marco Mazzarelli. Kaplan sends one all the way down. Leaping effort from Mazzarelli just over his head. Stalbitz uses his head too. J.C. Gutierrez sat most of the first half, back out there for the second half. Gutierrez putting the move on Stalbitz. Oh, he gets past him. Gutierrez has his pass broken up by Alexander Moran. Moran to Fancher. Fancher gets tripped up, stays on his feet, but loses the ball. Bevino to Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli up ahead to Gutierrez. Gutierrez tries to put the moves on Stalbitz. Back out to Bevino. Bevino leaves it for Hughes. Hughes now. Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli up the middle. It's Sean Watson is offside. And the dogs I've come to know and love are back next to me on my right-hand side. That's how you know we're ready for more soccer. Kaplan waiting. Sends it away. Watson gets a head on it. Mazzarelli gets a head on it. Tynan to Puglisi. Puglisi gets a head on it. Group effort from the fellas. Allison now pushes it upfield. Allison for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli deep in his own corner. Mazzarelli, good move. Gets around Hofer. Mazzarelli across. Hughes was there. Wonderful centering pass. Hughes couldn't quite catch up to it, and we stay tied at 1. Good start to the half, though, for the Knights. Pass in to Tynan. Fitting, or strange, because they're not on the same team. Gutierrez gets a move on. Tries to get it to through Hull for the third. Can't. And the Tigers have possession of the ball for the first time this half. Puglisi stops him dead in his tracks, and the ball is headed back the Knights' direction. Puglisi now taking on the whole team. Loses his footing. Solid effort, though, from the D-man. Bevino now, the other D-man, he also falls. Everyone is falling. Risman gets up, looks for a call he will not get. Mazzarelli now, he loses his footing. We are playing on a slip and slide. Stoppage here, the ball will stay in the Knights' direction. This could turn into something here. Bevino will take the free kick. 41-41 and counting down for those of you who believe in good luck. Bevino now. Bevino surveying. A perfectly placed pass here could be the difference the Knights need. And Bevino now winds up, fires. That one takes a funny bounce, but Champlin wraps it up. Champlin just hanging on to the ball. He's made a friend. Still surveying. He does not want to let that ball go. Drops it now. Champlin sends it away. Tansey puts some pressure on. That pass too long. And that ends up in the hands of the Knights goalie, Cesar Martinez. Martinez boots it straight up. Square on the head. My goodness, sorry about that. Square on the head of Devin Zapatka. Watson. That ball is going to stay in the Tigers' possession. Hofer tossing it in. Hofer. Puglisi uses his head, slams it out of bounds. So the play stops for now, but the Tigers will hang on to the ball. In to Risman. Risman, good spin move, gets around Watson. Watson and Risman get tangled up. No whistles, ball's still alive. Puglisi fighting. Some sort of stoppage, and it's headed back in the Knights' direction. Tomas to take the free kick. Tomas waiting. Sends it across the field for Liam Hughes. Hughes now driving up. Hughes to Tynan. Tynan overruns it a little bit, gets it back. Tynan up ahead. Sean Watson. Can he stay on side? He can. Now, can the Knights set something up? Watson across, centering pass. Wrapped up by Champlin again. The Knights putting the pressure on Champlin here in the first 5 minutes, and they did put some pressure on Champlin to close out the half. Now, it's a matter of can the Knights cash in, or will the Tigers turn all the Knights' momentum into their momentum on the back of their goalie? Champlin sends it away. That's a laser. Over the head of the intended target. Hughes gets a head on it, and the Knights again come away with the ball. Gutierrez to Tynan. Tynan ahead. Tynan tries to get it towards the middle. Does. Solid effort to get it out. Allison now. Allison. Allison to Zapatka. Zapatka to Hughes. Hughes, Tynan. Tynan falls. Risman now pushing it up the other way for the Tigers. Has Zarek. Zarek guarded closely by Puglisi. Puglisi, good defense. Forces the ball out of bounds, and we might never see that one again. That ball headed for the res hall as Risman walks it to the corner. Risman now, both teams getting set up. Will it be the Tigers striking the first blow of the second half? Risman waiting, team in position. Risman sends it away. Somebody got a foot on it, and it gets out of the box. Puglisi, good pass up ahead. Tynan now. Tynan up ahead across the field. Nobody home. Watson streaking in. Can't get a body part on it, and the Tigers will push it up the field. Zapatka. Zapatka putting the moves on Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli guarding him tightly. Zapatka is able to win the battle, get away. Hofer the third now. Hofer to Tomas. Tomas past him. Wrapped up by the goalie. Martinez to Bevino. Bevino to Hughes. Hughes to Gutierrez. Back to Hughes. To Bevino. Bevino to Allison. Allison gets past the defender. Allison now pushing it up, has time, has a little bit of room, gets ahead to Mazzarelli. Too far ahead. Out of play. Could have been a solid opportunity. The pass just out of the reach of number 11, Marco Mazzarelli, and the Cobleskill Tigers keep the ball. Gets it in. Allison gets a head on it, and again, the Knights come away with the ball. Puglisi gets a head on it. Mazzarelli now walks it in for Tynan. Tynan inside, turned aside. Zarek now Good slide. Hughes breaks it up. Hughes maintains possession, gets it out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez slide tackle. And the ref takes exception. The ref is displeased. Gutierrez gets a yellow. The referee did not like what he saw. Gutierrez gets a slap on the wrist. And then the Tigers now get possession. Free kick. The referee writing down how he successfully reprimanded Gutierrez. Something along those lines. Moran just waiting for the thumbs up. Gets the whistle. Slow trot. Sends it away. Nobody gets a head on it. Bevavino has trouble with it. And the Knights could be in position. Or the Tigers now. Oh! Hits a man. Out of play. And it'll be a corner kick. Scratch that. That ball will change hands. Or feet, if you will, depending on how you want to look at it. Across the field to Hughes. Hughes up ahead. There's Tynan. Tynan turning on the burners. Tynan ahead. It's Tansey. Tansey trips on the ball a little bit, gets a shot off, wrapped up by Champlin. Best effort of the half so far. Good pass from Tynan. Tansey fielded it well, stumbled a little bit, and still got the shot off successfully, but Champlin wraps it up no problem. Gutierrez now, scrappy, gets in there, gets a foot on it, but unable to come away with the ball as Mazzarelli leaves it for Gutierrez. Gutierrez tries to get around number 2, Rob Staubitz. To Tynan. Tynan ahead. Good pass to Hughes. Hughes along the sideline. Still in. For Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli, pass blocked. And Staubitz ahead. Connor Fancher in. It's a 1-on-2. Fancher, good pass. Staubitz. Martinez is there, and they collide. And you don't touch the goalie as there's some dissolution between the two teams. Martinez wraps it up in just wrong place, wrong time as he collides with Staubitz. But, of course, you stick up for your guy. Words exchanged. Nobody issued any serious penalty. Bevavino pleads his case. Martinez just stands and watches. Wrong place, wrong time for both sides. Again, nobody seriously reprimanded, and we are ready to play some more soccer. Fancher watching Martinez intently. Ball ends up with Tomaz, and Fancher slowly makes his way over there. Tomaz up ahead. Intended for Tynan. Can't Tynan catch up to it before Eggle can. Gives him a little shove. Ball ends up out of bounds and into the hands of the Tigers. Adam Champlin has been busy tonight, whether it be kicking or receiving the ball. Champlin boots it away for Fancher. Fancher and Puglisi collide. Ball knocked out of play. It'll stick with the Tigers. Hofer to toss it in. Hofer. Puglisi gets a head on it. To Mazzarelli. Gets a chest on it. Moran knocks it out of bounds. It'll stick with the Knights. 33-45 and counting down. Throw into Puglisi. Puglisi to Tomaz. Tomaz to Tansey. Tansey to Watson. Watson tries to get around. Pass well behind Mazzarelli. Switching sides. We have our first substitutions of the half. Number 7, Cody Petchko. Number 8, Joshua Sanchez. And number 4, Andrew Rhymes. Rhymes, the lone goal scorer for the Tigers. The Red Sox are now leading the Orioles 2-1. As that ball is thrown in. Risman Fighting for it. Beats two Knights. Risman ahead. Puglisi gets a shoulder on it, and Risman still on his feet. What an effort. Tomas slide tackle. Risman jumps over it. The refs swallow the whistle. Solid effort from Risman. First time the ball has seriously been in the Knights' end. Tynan now, and the Knights pushed up ahead. That ball deflected off of number 22, Devin Zapatka. Zapatka to Pechko. New kid, Joshua Sanchez, giving chase, ends up out of bounds. It'll be in the direction of the Knights. Hughes throws it in fast to Tynan. Tynan to Hughes. Hughes to Allison. Allison tries to get around Risman. Can't. They collide. And Mazzarelli comes away with it. Mazzarelli with speed. He gets shoved. The ref takes notice immediately. Zapatka pleading his case like he didn't throw Mazzarelli to the ground. Stoppage now. Knights ball. No cards issued. Gutierrez taking the free kick with Puglisi behind him. Let's go, Guti! Waiting to come into the game, number 14, Ryan Alvarado. Gutierrez now gets the thumbs up to send it away. Does. Inside. Solid shot on net, but that won't go into the stats book as the ref calls it off. And Champlin, for the 83rd time tonight, will kick it downfield. .31 minutes even and counting down. Champlin sends it away. Right into the chest, Ale Allison. And the Knights are doing a good job keeping it in their own end. They really just need to figure out how to get it into the net. Here's Gutierrez, now has some trouble with it. Gets back. Gutierrez guarded closely. Gutierrez gets it to Tanzi. Tanzi gets it to Allison, who is hoping he'd be there. Allison does a solid effort to catch up to a pass that was well ahead of him. Rhymes, guarded by Watson. Here's Gutierrez now. Gutierrez comes away with it. Zapatka slides. Here's Watson now, and the Knights could have a chance here. Watson moves, throws it towards the net just high. And it appears Champlin got a hand on it, and so it'll be a Knights corner kick. Champlin climbs the ladder, gets a finger on the shot of Watson. 30 minutes now. Gutierrez from the corner. On its way. And, oh, Watson gets a perfect chance. And he sends it into the stands. That was a perfect chance. And Watson didn't get the right angle, didn't get the right foot on it. And Ryan Alvarado comes into the game for Sean Watson. That one kicked out of play. And soccer's a tough sport, don't get me wrong. I've never played it. That was a really good chance for the Knights there, and they've had a lot. They've kept the ball in their own end. I'd like to see possession times because the Knights are almost certainly winning here in the second half. Gutierrez works his way in. Gutierrez to Tanzi. Tanzi fires, they score! There we go. Tic-tac-toe for the Knights. Gutierrez to Tanzi. It's 2-1. And just seconds after they missed a good chance on a corner kick, they don't miss that one. That is how you play soccer, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 Knights. Tigers now, Risman. Tigers now in the retreat, and Gutierrez again to Tanzi. Tanzi bodied by Risman. And the Knights now again have had a really turns it over. Gutierrez gets a foot on it, wide of the net. But the Knights for at least the 17 minutes we've been playing the second half, have constantly been on the attack. It finally paid off for them. But now let's see if they can go up more. The Tigers running out of time. They have been on the retreat most of this half. And considering they answered 60 seconds after Quentin Tynan scored the game's opening goal, it's not to count out this team's fight, but they have to do something and do it soon. Champlin sends it away. Broken up, and again ends up with a Knight. Gutierrez. Mazzarelli loses it. Tanzi gets a body on someone, but can't come away with the ball. And Risman now. Risman ahead. Puglisi giving chase. Puglisi and Rhymes. Rhymes in. That one wide. And that was close. And could this be the turning of a new leaf for the Tigers? Rhymes, the lone goal scorer for the Tigers, gets alone. Puglisi giving chase. Puglisi able to get in Rhymes' hair, force the shot wide. But the shot beat the goalkeeper, so if it was on target, we would have had a tie game. To Tomas now, and the Knights still on the attack. Tomas for Puglisi. Puglisi along the sideline sends it upfield for a waiting Zapatka. Zapatka to Risman. Risman, Zapatka. Puglisi gets a foot in there. Now, here's Rhymes. Rhymes up ahead. Offside. And that's the second time today the Knights have probably been bailed by an offside call. If you remember towards the end of the second, oh my goodness. If you remember towards the end of the first half, Tyler Zarek had a fast break, waved off. And again, Risman and Rhymes were going for the 2-on-1, and the offside call comes out. Tomas sends it upfield. Tomas to Tanzi, nobody home. Mazzarelli. Risman can't get a beat on it. Allison ends up making contact with the ball. Here's Tynan working his way inside. Tynan, Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli back. Good move to Tynan. And the Knights have solid possession of the ball. Mazzarelli. Tynan. Tynan, centering pass. Broken up by Egel. Hofer. Pass wide. Gutierrez and the Knights. An excellent job keeping the ball in the Tigers' end. Allison getting ahead on it is Tanzi. Nowhere near the net, but at least it looks cool. That one's out of play. Champlin now. "25 minutes and counting down." Champlin sends it away. And again, out of the reach of the guy he was trying to get it to. Fancher gets a body on, ends up out of bounds. And it'll stick with the Tigers. Hofer to Rhymes. Puglisi, good defense. Out on him, but it disrupts the play. Puglisi getting in a lot of people's hair tonight. Rhymes wants Zapatka, throws it in. Wants Fancher, sorry. Either way, didn't get it to him. Gutierrez. Gutierrez up ahead. Gutierrez to Mazzarelli along the sideline, well off. Hofer the third now pushing it up. Hofer, that's Zapatka. To Egel. Egel, Hofer. Hofer, Zapatka. Zapatka to Pechko. Gutierrez slides. Can't make contact with anything. Tanzi now. Allison. Backfield Tomas. Fancher giving chase. One-on-one. Swiftly kicks it ahead to Puglisi. Puglisi guarded by Rhymes. Puglisi to Alvarado. Alvarado to Mazzarelli along the sideline, out of bounds. Coming in now, number 10, Connor Flanagan, coming off for number 27, Connor Fancher. What's the difference between the two, you ask? The answer is the second letter N. Alvarado now. Alvarado has trouble with it. Flanagan getting involved, getting jumped as Mazzarelli and Alvarado team up. The refs displeased. Ball stays with the Tigers. Hofa tossing it in now. Hofer ahead. Puglisi gets his way in there. And Tynan and the Knights come away with the ball again. And Cobleskill just hasn't been able to make any sort of connection on passes this half, and the Knights are using it to their advantage. Up ahead, Alvarado centering pass. Wrapped up by Champlin. Champlin sitting, thinking. Agel now. Agel to Akins. Akins up ahead. Intercepted again. Mazzarelli now. Mazzarelli to Tynan. Tynan has enough space. Allison calling for it. Tynan just missed that window. Petchko ahead. It's a foot race. Hughes. We have a stoppage. It'll be Knights ball. Bevavino lining it up. It looks for a free kick. Bevavino leaves it for Tynan. Tynan to Allison. Allison now. Allison for Puglisi. Good job keeping it in bounds. Puglisi to Allison. Allison has trouble with it. No whistle as he ends up on the ground, but what a play there from Vinny Puglisi just to keep it in bounds. Petchko now. Petchko ahead to Rhymes. Cesar Martinez there to send it away. Hofer waiting. Gutierrez now makes a stab at it. Doesn't quite. Risman bodies up Mazzarelli. They both fall. Here's a whistle. That ball almost to the booth. No serious penalty. But it'll be a free kick here for the Tigers. Risman taking it, and this is as good of a chance as any. Here come the wall of Knights. Number 28, Alexander Moran, will come on for a hobbling number 22, Devin Zapatka. I hope all is well. Risman setting it up top of the box. 20-39, much deliberation about where the ball should be placed. Risman sitting. The ref chatting up someone. Gutierrez and Petchko. Gutierrez and Petchko have some sort of disagreement. Thankfully, they won't be together for long. Risman sends it away towards the net. Over the net. Not close, and we're still 2-1. Cesar Martinez back in, leaves it for Bevavino. Bevavino to Hughes. Out of play. Throw in. Tynan gets a foot in there. And Gutierrez picks his pocket. And the Knights, no, yes, stoppage in the Knights' favor. They'll keep the ball. 20 minutes and counting down. The Knights, since scoring that goal, have not had nearly as many chances. I don't want to say they look more relaxed, but definitely not as energized as they were to start the half. The Tigers have had a lot of chances to get back in it. Nothing crazy. Mazzarelli ends up on the ground. Mazzarelli getting chatty with the ref. Again, the ref thinks people are here to see him. A recurring theme in sports nowadays. Petchko lining it up. Still 2-1, 1936 and counting down. The whistle has sounded. Petchko set to kick it in. Does. Gets it towards the middle. Risman gets a head on it. Martinez knocks it away. Martinez up ahead. Gutierrez now. The Knights, can they start a counterattack? The Knights in possession. Gutierrez well up ahead. Over the head of Akins. Nobody home. Wrapped up by Champlin. Champlin, the sophomore goalkeeper. Solid effort tonight. Goalie kick coming. Tanzi comes, puts the pressure on, forces him to get it away, and that one will end up out of bounds. And the straw that has broken the Tigers' back, at least in this second half, have been passes getting intercepted, passes being overshot, passes being less than what they should be. And, I mean, in these last 5 minutes, the Tigers have had a lot of chances, and 5 minutes is not a lot of time in the grand scheme of things, but when you get chances, you have to make do on them at some point, because with 18 and a half minutes and counting down, something has to happen. And somebody gets a fistful of Mazzarelli's jersey, and Mazzarelli is fine anyway. Mazzarelli now works his way around the defense. Ball control now. Knocked off of a Tiger, and it will stay in the Knights' end. Gutierrez to throw it in. Does. Gutierrez to Mazzarelli, back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez towards the middle. And the ref is displeased. We have a whistle. Champlin to kick it away. 18 minutes counting down. Champlin fires. And again, it's Liam Hughes getting a body on it. And again, the Knights are able to get their fingers in the cookie jar as Tynan breaks it up, but Mazzarelli comes away with it. The Knights pushing it down towards their own end. Mazzarelli to Tynan. Tynan centering pass, nobody home. Tynan and Risman going at it. Tynan now. And still not much happening. The Knights, again, solid efforts. They're doing a good job keeping in the Tigers' own end. I think they just need to tack on one more. Here's Tynan. Tynan for Tanzi. Alvarado now gets a shot off. Too high. Another shot on net for the Knights. Coming in now, Tyler Zarek, number 13. He will be coming on for number 8, Joshua Sanchez. Champlin. Egel. Champlin. Back to Egel. Gutierrez breaks it up. Gutierrez, Mazzarelli. Can he get a shot off? Putting the moves on. Mazzarelli against the whole Tigers defense. Good pass. Tanzi fires. Scores! Beautiful. Perfect pass. Number 11, Marco Mazzarelli feeds number 19, Robert Tanzi, and it's 3-1 Knights. Mazzarelli 1-on-4 puts the Tigers in a blender and then drops it off, and Tanzi hammers it home, and the Knights have a 2-goal lead. Absolutely electric effort. 16:07. And the Knights are up 2. And now the Knights up 2, and I don't think they want to stop. Allison slide tackle, and again it ends up the Knights. The Knights have been absolutely relentless this second half. Tynan now. Tynan ahead to Gutierrez. Gutierrez gets a foot on it. Gutierrez works his way around. Gutierrez walks it all the way back out. Gutierrez for Allison. Intercepted. Liam Hughes, the defenseman. We have said his name a lot tonight. The Knights' defensive core, strong effort. Bevino, Puglisi, Hughes. "15 minutes and counting down, and the Tigers now are starting to feel the pressure. That one ends up out of play, but it'll stick with the Tigers. Coming back into the game is Mount St. Mary freshman Jeremy Burgos, 6'5" from Queens. Burgos comes in for Tynan. Tynan's night is done after a 1-goal effort.
Hey, way to go, 2-3. Way to go, Quinn.
Fans giving Tynan his well-deserved flowers. Allison now. Allison puts the moves on. Allison to Tansy. Tansy to Burgos. Burgos back to Tansy. Tansy to Puglisi. Can the Knights get one more? Puglisi to Alvarado. Alvarado to Tansy. Tansy to Allison. Allison keeps with it. Gets around. No whistle. Allison to Alvarado. Alvarado to the corner. Alvarado centering pass. Broken up by Algie. Allison gets a foot on it. Everybody just swinging everywhere. You'd think this was a karate match. Hughes to Burgess. Burgess to Alvarado. Can he get there? No, he cannot. That ends up out of play. Untouched. It'll be Tiger ball. Throw in from the corner. And that is going to end up again in the hands of the Knights. Burgess to Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli tries to get around the defense. Can he do it again? Oh! Mazzarelli gets his shins taken out from under him, and the ref does not hesitate. Cody Petchko with a yellow card. Mazzarelli up and walking. Thankfully. Just Petchko came in and swept the leg of Mazzarelli. Thankfully, he's fine. And Bevavino now set to take the ensuing free kick. The Great Wall of Tigers lines up right in front. And there is not a place in the world I would want to be less than in front of this oncoming free kick. 13:25 and counting down. Bevavino staring at these 5 Tigers, set to feel his wrath whenever the ref blows the whistle. Here it comes. Bevavino fires. Wrapped up. No, Champlin blocked it. Couldn't get a hand on it. And we have a stoppage. That shot hit Champlin in the chest. Champlin couldn't corral it. Tansy came in, got a shot off, but the ref saw something he didn't love, and it will go the other way. Champlin slips getting this kickoff, and there's Puglisi, and that's what I'm talking about. The Knights' defense has been fantastic. Oh, the Dogs to my right are livid. Probably at this call, it'll keep the ball in the Tigers' direction. And I will tell you, these canines are not happy. Moran now set to kick it away. The Dogs have settled down. The players have settled down, and we're back for some soccer. Moran up ahead. Getting a head on it is Mazzarelli. He got a hand on it, but that's a problem. Gutierrez now puts the moves on. Gutierrez leaves it for Hughes. Hughes, Bevavino. Bevavino back to the goalie. Cesar Martinez hangs on. Martinez will put it right up the middle for Mazzarelli. Mazzarelli now up ahead. Alvarado now. And the Knights. Good pass from Mazzarelli. Can they set something up? Alvarado puts the moves on. Alvarado, good move. Alvarado gets inside. Fire, scores! Oh, man. One-man show from Ryan Alvarado, and the Knights are up 3. And it is hard to make it look much prettier than Ryan Alvarado just did. Goodness gracious. Mazzarelli puts it right in the breadbasket, and Alvarado gets all the way inside, hammers it home. Knights 4-1. That might be the prettiest thing I've ever seen, and I have seen a lot of things in my 19 years of life, and that goal might be number 1. And the Knights have blown it open. 3 second-half goals in an unrelenting effort. Tynan ahead. Burgess gets tied up. Burgess for Gutierrez. Gutierrez, well out of play, rattles up against the gate. 11 minutes and counting down. Champlin set to kick it away. And this second half has been all Knights. I can count on one hand the amount of times the Tigers have been in the Knight zone. And again, the goalie free kick. Puglisi does a front flip. Man. Oh no, Puglisi takes a hard fall. And you hate to see that.
Keep the ball on the ground.
My neighbor and good friend, Vinny Puglisi, takes a hard fall, tying his shoes. He walks up after his own power, a little rattled, but it looks like he'll have to come off for precautionary reasons. Tying his boots now. Puglisi is off, cradling the sideline. Back on now. He's fine. Will be a Tigers corner kick now. They are trying to, their bitter hands cradling broken glass of what was everything. Pechko up ahead. That one wide of the net. No real threat there. Cesar Martinez. And there's Puglisi. He appears fine after taking an acrobatic tumble. And he has had an unrelenting effort. Gutierrez and the goal scorer Tanzi coming off now in favor for number 17, Richard Ostendorp. Tomas to Alvarado. Alvarado to Ostendorp. Ostendorp. Hagel. Alvarado now. Alvarado. Moran. Ostendorp. Akins. Moran. Intercepted by Allison. Allison gets a foot on it. Allison to Tynan. Back to Allison. Allison and Burgess are on the same team. I think they forgot that for a second. Ostendorp gets a foot on it. Gets it back to Alvarado. And how amazing would it be could he do it again? Allison now. Allison inside. Ostendorp just checking into the game. Rips a shot wide. Making his presence felt early. That one out of play. That one sent. Puglisi again, willing to do whatever it takes to get his body on that ball, as he has proved time and time again. Out of play. We have entered the crunch time now. Tosses it in. Out of play. Hughes sizing up his options. The Knights as relentless as ever, but they can taste it now. Out of play again, and the Tigers are having a lot of time keeping it on the field. That ball thrown in. Broken up. Oh, Risman gets a foot on it, but now the Knights. Here they come. Burgess. Burgess gets around Pechko. Burgess. Watson ahead. Watson alone. Watson pokes a shot. Easily wrapped up by Champlin. Solid chance there for the freshman Watson. Just couldn't get a solid foot on it, and it stays 4-1. Pechko ahead. Whoa, Risman just loses it. Tynan also loses it. The ball has a mind of its own. Tynan up ahead to Watson. Watson, centering pass blocked and booted well up the field. Hughes gets a foot on it, keeps it in. Hughes to Tynan. Tynan turns the Jets on. Tynan fires. Ground ball fielded by Champlin onto first for the out. Ryan Alvarado set to come off, along with Quinn Tynan and Liam Hughes. On, we have number 7 Ryder Esposito and number 22 Carson Maker. .650 now, and we're counting down as Watson gets inside. Watson, and again, here's Burgess. Burgess and Pechko going at it. Burgess controls the ball. Pechko won't leave him alone. The two still going at it. Burgess up ahead to Watson. Watson to Austin, or wanted Burgess. Burgess can't keep his footing, out of play. That ball tossed well up ahead. Allison keeps a foot on it. Whistle, and it'll stay in the Knights' direction. 6 minutes and counting down. And also in the game now for the Knights, Mount St. Mary Knights outfielder Elijah Dupree. Spark plug, and the Knights emptying the bench here, up 4-1. What an effort from the second half, I have to say. Just absolutely stifling defense. And defense wins championships. A very wise man once said that. Allison falls asleep. Fancher picks his pocket, and the Tigers are going to push it up the other end. Risman puts the moves on. And again, another interception for the Knights. And they locked it in. Maker has the ball picked off. Tomaz sends that one way out of play. That one will end up in the Hudson. And 5:18 and counting down now. The Tigers with a sense of urgency now. That ball thrown in and doesn't really find a home, ends up out of play. It'll be going in the Knights' direction. Martinez for Puglisi. Puglisi puts a foot on it, gets it out of the reach of any danger. Oh, ball's loose. Martinez gets a foot on it, boots it into the seats. Goalie showing off the leg there, just getting it out. For the ball, seeped its way into the box, got it out just fine. Fancher tried the header, missed it. Bevino gets a head on it, doesn't go very far. Martinez out of play. Martinez walks it in, puts it down, kicks it, as one does with a soccer ball. Bevino. Bevino to Maker, make Bevino. That one rattles up against the fence, out of play. 4 minutes and counting down. The Knights are 240 seconds away from their 3rd win of the season. Another less than impressive motorcycle behind the broadcast booth. Dupree gets a head on it, knocks it out of the box. Solid effort there. Petchko can't get it past Maker. And team's now just playing hot potato. Who wants it? I don't know. That one will stay in play. Sends it towards the box. Puglisi gets a head on it, and he really has been everywhere. Fires it right into the chest of Martinez. And that might be the first shot on goal all half for Cobleskill. Just again, an absolutely masterclass. An absolute masterclass, absolutely masterful defensive performance from the Knights here in the second half. Oh, shove in the back, Moran. The ref sees it. Richard Ostendorp gets up just fine. You might as well call the Knights defense Alcatraz because nobody has ever escaped from there alive. Puglisi across the field. Leaves it for Bevavino. Bevavino for Watson. Watson across the field. Back to Watson. Watson to Maker. Maker to Bevavino. Bevavino to Maker. Or to Watson, sorry. Watson now. Watson walks it back out. All the way back out and gets past to Tomas, past midfield. Puglisi now. Puglisi to Dupree. Out of play. And it'll stay with the Knights ball. Dupree showing off that outfield of arm of his. Gets it into Ostendorp. Ostendorp now. Tomas. Tomas to Allison. Allison has Dupree up ahead. 2 minutes now, and both teams just kind of putting it in neutral. Ostendorp to Hofer. Petchko. Oh, Borges gets a body on Petchko. Throws him down. The refs swallow the whistle. Ostendorp now getting physical, and we have some action here with 1:40 to go. Dupree had it hit right to him. Couldn't quite field it cleanly. Oh, and Dupree sets Moran to the ground, and the ref says enough is enough. We have a stoppage. 90 seconds counting down. It'll be a goalie kick. Champlin sends it away. Champlin intercepted by Watson, and Watson was all alone. Watson to Bevavino. And now, let me tell you, the Knights did what good teams do. They took advantage of sloppy passes, and they turned them into goals. They turned it into pressure. They turned it into 3 second-half goals, and they tightened it up. Nothing got past the defense, and when it did, nothing got past Cesar Martinez. The ball bouncing around out of play. 45 seconds and counting down. Thrown in. "34 seconds. The Knights just kind of playing keep away. 30 seconds counting down. We have another throw in. And out of play and into the seats. Somebody's going to get to take that home. 18 seconds now. Another throw in for the Tigers. 12 seconds counting down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Ostendorp now, one last effort. Gets it off before the buzzer. Champlin feels it cleanly and put it in the books, ladies and gentlemen. The Mount St. Mary Knights 4, the Cobleskill Tigers 1, and the Knights improved to 3-0-1 to start the year. And just a fantastic second half effort puts the Knights over the bump. That is your ball game. I'm Lucas Stackpool. Thank you all for tuning in. Your final score, 4-1. Everyone, have a good night. I will see you all soon.